Well, it was night 2 of the Democratic National Convention on Tuesday, and the Democrats, well, they went all in their bid to promote the current vice president and the Democrats' nominee for the post of the president of the United States of America, Kamala Harris. And it was an eventful night, to say the least. The night highlighted the party's past presidents, particularly Chicago's own Barack Obama, along with the former First Lady Michelle Obama. There was a cross-party appeal, as the night featured a former spokeswoman of Donald Trump, as well as a Republican mayor from the battleground state of Arizona. Now, we will get to what the star speakers, that is the Obamas, said and the takeaways from their speech. But what would ideally have been the driest part of the evening, the roll call, that turned into a party complete with music and several celebrity appearances. Remember, the Democrats have already held a virtual vote on August 6th that made Harris the party's official nominee, but they again held a celebratory roll call vote to reaffirm her nomination.
We can't just rely on the ideas of the past. We need to chart a new way forward to meet the challenges of today. And Kamala understands this.
Former US President Barack Obama making his case for Kamala Harris as president, while calling Donald Trump dangerous.
Bernie Sanders.
The stage was used by Democratic Party veteran Bernie Sanders to list out a progressive agenda that he said Democrats must enact if Harris and Walz take the White House.
At home right here, we must take on Big Pharma, Big Oil, Big Ag, Big Tech, and all the other corporate monopolists.
Kamala Harris made another surprise appearance, this time from a Milwaukee rally, right as she was reaffirmed as the Democratic nominee following the state-by-state roll call at the DNC.
And I thank everyone there and here for believing in what we can do together. We are so honored to be your nominees.
The voting took place with a DJ and a light show in the United Center Arena. Big names from the entertainment industry, such as rapper Lil Jon and film director Spike Lee, made surprise appearances.
Of the United States of America!
Meanwhile, second gentleman Doug Amos paid tribute to his wife Kamala when party delegates met at the DNC.
Kamala rises to the occasion, and she did it for me and our family. And now that the country needs her, she's showing you what we already know. She's ready to lead.
All eyes will now be on Kamala Harris as she takes the DNC stage on Thursday to deliver her much-awaited speech. With Vishal Vivek, Bureau Report for NDTV Word.
Now, speaking about the Obamas, and we'll come to Michelle Obama in just a bit, Barack Obama, he closed the second night of DNC with a rousing endorsement of Kamala Harris and warnings about Trump returning to office. The former president, he warned about the danger of polarization and heralded the fight that lies ahead. As far as Michelle Obama is concerned, for the first time, Michelle went there. She talked about the racism that she and former President Barack Obama experienced during their 8 years in the White House. She talked about the attacks that were often perpetuated by Donald Trump, who what she called is a conspiracy theory about the birthplace and presidential eligibility of the first black president.
Here's a 78-year-old billionaire who has not stopped whining about his problems since he rode down his golden escalator 9 years ago. It has been a constant stream of gripes and grievances that's actually been getting worse now that he's afraid of losing to Kamal. There's the childish nicknames, the crazy conspiracy theories, this weird obsession with crowd sizes. It just goes on and on and on. The other day I heard someone compare Trump to the neighbor who keeps running his leaf blower outside your window every minute of every day. Now, from a neighbor, that's exhausting. From a president, it's just dangerous.
America, hope is making a comeback.
Michelle Obama brought the House down with her speech at the Democratic National Convention in her hometown of Chicago.
My girl, Kamala Harris, is more than ready for this moment.
The former U.S. First Lady, who recently lost her own mother, leaned on the words of Harris's late mother.
She'd often tell her daughter, don't sit around and complain about things, do something.
Do something became a battle cry for the Democrats in the audience as she rallied the crowd ahead of her husband's headlining speech. Michelle Obama also took several subtle jibes at Donald Trump and said that he did everything in his power to try to make people fear us. In fact, in a reference to Trump's much derided comment about undocumented migrants taking black jobs, here's what the former First Lady said.
Who's going to tell him that the job he's currently seeking might just be one of those black jobs? See, his limited, narrow view of the world made him feel threatened by the existence of two hard-working, highly educated, successful people who happen to be black.
Michelle called Kamala one of the most qualified people ever to run for president, but she took another veiled swipe at Donald Trump and his insinuations that Kamala Harris and other Democrats were not real Americans.
Kamala Harris is more than ready for this moment. She is one of the most qualified people ever to seek the office of the presidency. No one has a monopoly on what it means to be an American. No one.
The former First Lady, upon her return to her hometown of Chicago, remains one of the most popular and powerful galvanizing voices in the Democratic Party, despite her long-standing dislike for highly partisan politics. But she has sought to energize fence-straddling Democrats to turn out in November in the speech, turning the phrase "do something" into a call and response chant. Parmeshwar Bava for NDTV.
Now, something interesting is happening at the DNC, and that is the presence of a number of high-profile Republican speakers who were supporting Kamala Harris. There were prominent Republican voices echoing in the arena, including the former Trump White House press secretary, Stephanie Grisham, former Illinois U.S. Rep. Adam Kinzinger, and former Georgia Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan. Let's take a look at this report.
While the second day of the Democratic National Convention was headlined by top party honchos such as the Obamas, there was a prominent Republican voice echoing in the arena. As former Trump White House press secretary Stephanie Grisham stepped onto the stage.
Any longer.
Grisham said that she spent holidays with the Trump family, but now she's backing Kamala Harris, adding that Trump mocks his supporters behind closed doors and has no empathy, no morals, and no fidelity to the truth.
Kamala Harris tells the truth. She respects the American people, and she has my vote. It's because, unlike my boss...
Grisham is one of several former Trump supporters and Republican voices who are addressing the convention this week.
Behind a podium.
Former Trump White House national security official Olivia Troy has spoken out against her former boss. Taking to Twitter earlier this month, Troy said that she may not agree with Kamala Harris on everything, but trusts her to uphold the rule of law and provide steady leadership on the world stage. Some of the other prominent Republican names at the DNC are former Illinois U.S. Representative Adam Kinzinger and former Georgia Lieutenant Governor Jeff Duncan. Vishal Vivek for NDTV World.